Welcome to the final episode of the respray of the E30. In the last episode, I took it up as far as priming stage, and in this episode we'll continue on and take it right the way to the finish until it is ready to go and be loaded on the trailer. So, without further ado, on with the episode. All taped up and ready to prime. As you can see, there's bits of primer on it already, but that's where I've been playing around with some filler work there, just a light scheme of fillers on the quarter panel, so primed it. But I want to hit the entire car now, because the roof is in bare metal. So I want to hit the entire car in and around the door jambs and stuff with decent coatings of primer, and get my levels right then before I apply the colour. But you can see the black at the bottom there, that's aerosol stone chip that I put on, and that is actually quite nice stuff. There's a nice build on it. The roof is bare metal there around the sunroof. We're going to be doing there, and the engine bay is, I gave that one light coat of white just to see how it would take, and I'm happy with it. So I'm actually okay with that. So that's not going to get primed. That's ready to paint. So this is it, and we're getting there. Getting there. Doors are off, as you can see, and yeah, so right, on with the primer. Now, primer is nice and dry. I just started to sand the side of it there now, just to get it nice and flat before I paint it. I was going to go wet on this and keep going last night, but there was one or two areas that when the primer was wet, I just wasn't happy with. So a small bit of filler work, just little light skims really, just a couple of different areas I wasn't happy with. So let it dry, sand it back now today, and do the tiny little bits of filler work that I had to do, and apply the colour. So it'll be white very, very shortly. Inside of the boot door, I wanted to show you this just as I had it done. So I was getting ready to get this thing ready for paint, and then I remembered, fuck, I haven't done the sealer around the boot door. So the original seal that would have gone around the boot door would be something similar like this, where it bonds the actual backing here, the framework of it, to the actual skin of the boot door, and then the sealer put around it then, and you know, it's locked in place. But over time, the sealer has either gone hard or broken off, or in this case, a bit of rot got at it. So we've stripped it back, got all the old sealer off in the places it needed to come off, and put a new run of sealer all the way around. So what I've done is masking tape either side, run a sealer along, and now I can just pull the tape off, and I should have a nice straight line all the way around, and I can continue on with priming and painting. Coat of primer on, and that sealer looks pretty good. So you can see the line all around there now looks good enough, and I now know that the skin is completely sealed, and we won't have any separations or hopefully any rust build-ups there. So good, on with the paint. Now it's at this point you're wondering, where's the car painted? Truth is, I forgot to video this part, and yeah, so I remember I cleaned out the gun and was just doing a video, and whatever happened, I mustn't have done it for whatever reason. So that clip isn't there. I'm going to take you on now and show you some work I was doing in the boot, and after that then I actually went flattening down the paintwork down through the different stages to get that lovely mirror finish. So it will continue on now, and you'll see the remainder of it. Okay, so the inside of the boot, I'm going to put stone chip on it. I've seen this done on a couple of cars, and I think it looks nice. And yes, it could paint it white inside there. There's going to be carpet over it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But with this stone chip, it gives a nice build, and it dries in a nice matte finish, and I just think it looks really nice inside. So a nice couple of coats of this now, and there's a good build on it as well, and it's aerosol, so it's pretty handy. And any imperfections or scrapes in the paint there on the wheel well and stuff like that, there's enough build on this to cover it over. So we'll show you the rest now when it's done. And there we have it. That is the coats of aerosol matte black stone chip. I think, look, some could argue and say, look, that looks awful. I think this looks nice. Now, the carpets are going to be going over it anyway, but there's a nice build on it. It really looks, I think it looks fresh. I think having a glossy inside there wouldn't be the right thing. Like even in the pockets on both sides there now, they're filled up pretty nice. And it is, I think it really, really looks nice. And gives it that, just gives it a fresh look. So that is that. So easy job. Just an aerosol can of black stone chip. Right, I want to show you the different stages of sanding after you've painted. Okay, so the easiest way to show you this is with, we'll start here. Okay, so this is the sunroof panel. Now, the sunroof panel had as all the panels did, a small bit of dust in it and a tiny bit of orange peel in places, not too bad, pretty much okay. So what I did first is get a 1500 disc, and that is now taken down with a 1500 disc. So that's nice and smooth. All the orange peel has gone out of it that was in it, and I'm just going to turn on the flash here just to see, and any little bits of dirt are gone out of it as well. Now, this might be hard to explain on camera because with it being white, it's difficult. Okay, so that's 1500. The next step on that now is a 3000 Trizac disc. Okay, so the next step on that is like this. So let's go over here now and we'll see this one. This door has been done with a 3000 disc, and you can kind of see there's a small bit of a shine on it. Again, very, very difficult to pick up because I'm just going to turn the flash off because it's upsetting the focus. A small bit of a shine. You can see it on the side there. And yeah, so that's what the 3000 disc does. Okay, now once the 3000 disc is done, you got to go on then and you got to go compounding, and this is how it turns out then after that. So once you use the mop on it with various different pastes, just run down the side of it there now and you'll see. So you can see that shine on it there now. That's a really, really nice depth in it. And we'll try and get the angle there as well. You can see it there too. All right. So what we've done there is, so the soft head, okay, not the hard head, the soft head on the mop, G3 compound, very wet. So continuously spraying it with water to keep it lubricated and to keep it cool. And once that's done, then come off them with a slightly finer finishing paste. Put that on, and then a coat of just a coat of polish over it, and I'll probably put a wax on it afterwards as well. So there's wax to go on that yet, but it is, as I say, white. You can see the reflection there. White is difficult to show you this kind of stuff. So what have we got here? Yeah, this wing. So this wing is done with 1500, and that's ready to be done now with a 3000 disc. The 3000 disc, I'm just going to show you, is over here. Now, they are absolutely fantastic for finishing. And let's get out one. Trying to do this with one hand is difficult. Right, okay. So 3000 Trizac 3M disc. So you can see that there. It's about 2 or 3 mil thick. It's just foam, it's really strange how you can see kind of glitters in it there as well. Small bit of abrasion in it. Fantastic. You use this disc with water, so keeping it wet. So if you're ever wet sanded with very fine sandpaper, it's the same process but on the sander. I'm using an interface pad on the sander as well. So I have a 5 mil interface pad on the sander, and that allows, you can see that allows, you can see, for like leaning up against edges and stuff like that, you're not gonna, if you have a hard edge and you had a disc on it, it would, you know, you could lean in and burn the paint as such. So that is needed. That's a 5mm one. You can get a 10mm one as well. So that is it. I'm going to keep going now and do the rest of the car. There's a lot of hours work in doing this, but it really is worth it for, you know, for the finish that you do get afterwards, and it will be nice. So next I'll show you the end product. And there we have it, done and dusted. It's really hard to kind of show you how you can kind of see the reflection there, I suppose. I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. There was a good couple of panels that, to be honest, I had to redo a couple of times purely because of the temperature. It's fucking sub-zero temperatures are not ideal for painting, and it was, you know, it was difficult to say the least. The time between coats was extremely long, and then the actual drying time was very long as well. And it just, yeah, the material wasn't taking to it that well. So there is a couple of areas that I had to redo again. But anyway, okay, let's go through it and start with what I've done. Okay, so you can just see just under the inner arch there, put on some nice black stone chip. Good protectant. It's an area that doesn't actually see paint, and it just has a layer of primer on it from the factory. So coat of stone chip there just to protect it. Here we have the door, the famous door. Again, very difficult to try and see anything in it because of the colour, but it turned out really well. Really happy with the line in it. It's nice and straight, and should be absolutely A1 now. So quarter panel, all is good here. Roof, all good. Here's how the back shelf turned out. Pretty happy with that. Coat of concept fabric black did the job there pretty nicely. Took it back to kind of a graphite kind of grey kind of colour, which was good. Back end of it here, have the lip spoiler on there and the boot door. So all is pretty good there. Oh yes, let's have a look in the boot. In the boot, as you saw earlier as well, the stone chip in the boot there as well just kind of gives it a nice fresh look in there. Down the sides here, all good and happy out here. And did the satin black around the doors and the door handles there as well. Just a quick coat on those just to freshen it up. No, you're probably looking going, hang on, that wing is hanging off. Yes, it is hanging off. They were only sitting on there for polishing. They're not bolted on at all. And when the car is being transported home, I think we're going to wrap them in blankets or something just to make sure, because I don't have the bolts for the wings with me. Don't want them to get scratched. On the bonnet went all pretty well, no hassle that way. Inside in the car we had the side skirts are just in there waiting for the drive home. Other bits and pieces there. The famous sunroof panel. Again, very difficult to see the reflection in it, but it is a-okay and looking the part. Lower front panel there. That was one of the first things I actually painted it. It's turned out pretty good as well. So that's it, all in all. Very happy with it, and hopefully it goes on to live for another 30 odd years. Just going to show you the inner wing. Actually, I have one of the wings off here. The wings are new, and the inner wing, even though I primed it and painted it, there is no protectant really, other than, you know, just a coat of primer and paint. So that's a bit of stone chip on there, and that will help keep the rust out. And look what just turned up, the trailer for it to go home. So it's time for the car to head back to its home and get its engine and its axles and its all the rest of its bits and pieces fitted. Very happy man though. So there we have it, folks. Done, dusted, gone off. It's gone on its trailer to get put back together. And to be honest with you, this is the nice part. I love seeing, when you've just painted the car and you're putting back in all the lamps and you're putting in the glass, and you're doing all those little bits and pieces, and it slowly starts to look like a car again, and then it really, really looks nice. So I'm kind of, it's kind of a shame that I'm not doing that part. Because that is the fun part, to see it turn back into a car, and just to see it all back together. But we'll be keeping an eye on it on social media with its owner, and watching for the progress as it goes along. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you all on the next one.